Morning, morning, everybody. Michelle is here. I think it's a Thursday. Let's take a look, shall we? Ah. It's January the 18th, 2024 on a Thursday. In the place to be, baby, baby. Now, I hope you're doing fantastic, magnificently, and marvelous because I am. I am. As you can tell, I'm in a certain type of mood, but it's a good mood. I mean, I would say 90% of the time I am in a good mood. Back in the day, just like everybody else, I was struggling with my emotions and how to manage them and how to, just keep myself, you know, as equalized as possible or as neutral as possible. But just like everything else, my emotions used to be all over the place, where I just could not manage them. And, so it wasn't until meditation back in the 80s, when I started meditating in the 80s, I started to kind of, okay, just bring it down or balance it out or neutralize it or whatever people are saying, which, we're so saturated with just words that have no meaning or words that have lost value. And so I know a lot of people get upset. I heard someone talking the other day, which I have a lot of respect for this person, but they were talking about, how we overuse words and blah, blah, blah. But she didn't realize she was overusing a word herself, saying that she's tired. Okay. That's an overused word, that I'm tired. And so we just really, really need to be mindful of the language that we are, that we are, that that follows. Our language has a certain sounds and tones. So you need to make sure you stay out of that melancholy. Uh, unless you love it, because that's the only way you'll be tired. If you're stuck in that kind of melancholy. I guess it's a disposition. Let me look it up. To say you're tired, what does that mean? Exactly. Tired of what? So, again, a lot of us are in a trance, and we don't recognize that we are. Um, let's see here. It's like a depression of spirits is one definition. Dejection. The other one is all kind of it could push you towards depression if you're not mindful of it. Sad. So so we all need to just be mindful of our own sounds and tones, because we love to do this. We love to project out about what's going on in with everybody else, and that's just a natural thing that we do, but not realizing how we are contributing to a lot of it as well. So, because I even though I'm even though I've done a lot of work on myself, and like I said, I'm healed. There's nothing lingering that I need to be concerned about. So that gives me a lot of energy. Okay, I'm rarely tired. Sometimes I just need to just rest, you know, rest. And so if you're tired, maybe you need to rest. Maybe you need to say no to people. If someone asks you to do something, no matter how important you think this person is to you, you need to tell them no. Say, no, I want to go be with my husband. No, I want to go be with my wife. No, I need to take time for me, so I can rest and rejuvenate myself to be more effective. So, anyway, I wanted to come on through on this Thursday, in the place to be, baby, baby. And if I hadn't asked, I hope everybody's doing fantastic, magnificently, and marvelous because I am. And I'm having the time of my life, really, um, because I know where I am in my space, and I know, you know, and I mean that literally, figuratively, and metaphorically. I know where I am in my situations. And I know what I'm up against as well in the things that I want to do. And I was listening to a video that I put out, oh gosh, over a year ago about certain realities. And I put it out. I want to put it out as symbolically, where when I was talking about the 3 planets or the 3 worlds, and I told you about, that, and something also was put out symbolically too, by 2 gentlemen, and they know I value their information, where they were talking about the symbolically of having a glass of clear water, but you can literally see me pouring in colors, but yet you can't see the colors in the clear glass of water. So does that mean but does it mean that the colors are not there? Okay, so that's more so explaining the facts of, like I've said, just because we or I or you cannot see it doesn't mean it's not there. We have to elevate our visions as well, elevate our hearing, our feelings, and sensing. All of that has to be elevated and evolved, and that's forever. And so at some point I'm going to talk about the 3999, the year 3999, and I'm sure somebody else is going to jump on it, but they don't recognize. See, a lot of people are just attempting to jump on the bandwagon, okay, and spew out garbage to you because they know damn well they don't understand what they're even talking about and what they're attempting to share. They just want to jump on the bandwagon and say, "Hey, I'm the first one that said it. Hey, I'm the first one." Just carrying on like children, really are. And I've noticed that where all they're doing is spewing out prophecies or spewing out warnings where they don't understand at all what that all means, but yet claiming their predictions, so that when it does actually become, because if you are grounded in your reality, I'm gonna keep saying this, I don't care how much I'm pissing certain people off about it. If you are grounded in your reality, okay, you know where you are, who you are, and you are incorporating all of your sensing, you're incorporating objective, subjective, abstract thinking, in other words, a different mode of thinking, okay, and at the same time being kind and gentle with yourself, doing this where no one has to know, you can figure out the cause and effects of things and how certain things will become a prediction if you don't change your ways or change the behaviors and the actions. That's the logical, reasonable, rational way of thinking. So it's not rocket science, as a lot of people want to. And so scientists have come into the fold of it all, and appear to have dismissed all that. They dismissed their own theories and not even following their own theories and opinions. A lot of people just want to say, "No, I said it first," and jumping on bandwagons and draining people. Somebody says something, oh no, that's what I said about this craziness about claiming you're chosen and claiming you are a herald, claiming you're a prophet. And the teacher part of it doesn't necessarily most teachers I know are so modest about it. They don't necessarily need to be the teacher of the year or the teacher of the day, every day, all hours of the, they don't need someone to be. So that's why teachers are so much different. Sometimes you don't even recognize the values of teachers, because a lot of us, graduate usually and move on. And sometimes the teacher is so damn happy about that. Trust. The teachers, most genuine teachers know when to let go. That's my point. They don't They don't walk down the street and demand that their neighbors call you Teacher Jones all day long. Okay, but with so-called prophets, so-called heroes, so-called chosen ones wanted you to be at their feet. They want you to continually have them on a pedestal. And they don't ever want to come down because they know the game is over. Well, once the collapse literally happens, they're not going to have a choice but to fall right on their damn face because they will be exposed. Right? So I'm going to keep talking about that as well until people, because let me just tell you what's happening to you when you're doing all that, bestowing yourself as, this royalty. And I'm not talking necessarily about people in the pyramids. I'm talking about individuals too. Individual, ordinary human beings are doing that. All you're doing is delaying. That's all. You're delaying yourself. Okay, because a lot of you know better. You ought to. You claim you know so much more than you do in most cases, and we all do. But some of you ought to know better because some of you have information that if you are thinking clearly and effectively, you ought to be able to figure it out on your own. You don't need the teacher. You don't need the teacher constantly in your house or in your bedrooms. Okay? The teacher knows when to let you go, but sometimes a lot of students don't know how to let go. And that's literally, figuratively, and metaphorically. So, but what you're doing is just delaying your chance to graduate. A lot of you that are, bestowing yourselves as more than you are. Okay. As I've said too, I'm so thankful that there are people that know what's really going on, but they know that they need to operate in a certain manner to where they are not necessarily endangering themselves, and they know how to act, they know what to say, they know what to do, and they know how to acknowledge, and they know how to support, whether it's, and in most cases it's silent. It's a silent support. And they sorry about that, child. I'm eating some pecans, however you want to say it. So if you see it all over my mouth, but there's a group, there's a level of people who understand what is really going on, but they are in all type of positions and titles and responsibilities all over the world. And they know the truth when they hear it, when they see it, when they sense and receive it. But they also know that the dangers of knowing certain things that will have been held for thousands of years, maybe millions of years, in so-called secret societies, where it's a need to know, and only a certain handful of people or certain groups of people feel as though they have the right to have the secret science, these secrets about humanity. And so what they're doing, literally, a lot of them, because they are delusional and dangerous too, is they're going to be, that's why they want to destroy everything. So if you see structures that have warnings on them, they're being destroyed, like the Georgia Guide Stone. It was a guide stone attempting to warn us, but that was destroyed. Why was someone destroyed? It's just structure. It has it's materialism. But that's how you know when someone is immature as well, to go after a structure that has a warning on it to the humanity and other things. This is going to start happening to it had been happening to the books for thousands of years, unfortunately. So we are definitely behind the 8 ball on that. Women were erased, eroded, somehow disappeared from books thousands of years ago. Okay? And so the behaviors and actions continue. The behaviors and actions ought to be clear and effective, because what are the results? We're still fighting in wars. We're still attempting to eliminate, women. from books, from knowledge, from existing, which is a fatality on anyone thinking in such a way, because all you're doing is eliminating yourself. Without women, there is no culture, there is no society without biological women. All right, so think about that. That should ought to be an easy scientific, provable fact. Okay, so I know, like I said, I was listening to some of my videos. My videos are all over the place, but they're not all over the place, but they are condensed with a lot of information, and you have to find it, and you need to, and it's going to resonate with you. So my point is, I am enthusiastic about my life. I'm optimistic. Okay, I'm not tired. Okay, if I were tired, I would reevaluate. Okay, what am I doing? Who am I not turning down demands from? All right. So I'm happy. But anyway, we all, there are a certain level. We're all on a certain consciousness level. I've said that. We have some that are extremely high and dangerous, and some that are extremely low and dangerous as well. Some in the middle that are dangerous too. But the right sounds and tones are going to capture you no matter what. You're going to feel the tap. You're going to feel it. You're going to hear it. You're going to see it, sense and receive it. And I know a lot of us dismiss things and say, oh, no, which is dangerous to do, but that's fine. I think some of us that are on a parallel level understand, okay, I'm not crazy after all. Well, maybe. No, just having fun. That I'm not crazy after all. I'm incorporating genuine knowledge and genuine information, or inquiring it, or hearing it, sensing and receiving it. But sadly, when the majority are not, we still have work to do. That's my point. We still have work to do. We still have to be responsible for our evolution of our consciousness, whether it's because in most cases it's unconscious, but you still have to put in the work regardless, and the results will speak for themselves. Just as now, a lot of people keep going around talking about a climate crisis. Okay, when does a climate crisis become climate destruction? Doesn't the results speak for themselves? Isn't that scientific? So a lot of people that are speaking and claiming to be scientists are not even considering their own knowledge. They want to be more than that. They want to be the first ones to say, oh no, I was the first one that said that back in 2000, I said that back in, they just, that's what I've noticed a lot of people doing lately. They're like attempting to, in one aspect, save face, because a lot of them drop the fucking ball. Okay, and then in another, they're attempting to justify and say, no, fumbling through paper. No, I told you this first. Just it's kind of funny too. I told you this first back in 2000. Oh God, it's comical to me. Okay, it's comical. So that's what a lot of people are doing. They're attempting to save face at the same time because they missed and they dropped the ball. Okay, nobody still had come forward and say what happened in 2022 other than the total eclipse. Something else happened too, which is just as significant. And so a lot of people are going to start coming through and trying to figure out, okay, what happened? And then they go say, oh no, I said that back in 1990, 200, and come on, stop it. Settle down. This is not a competition. Okay, this is not competition. These are consequences and results. Okay, that some will not snap out of it in time. Okay, time does run out, by the way. Okay, time is I know a lot of people want to say time is infinite or infinite, just talking, they want to talk in a poetic justification, but they have no idea of what they are even considering and what that all means to them. And we need to do that individually and just calm down. Okay, that's why we have so many trends. Every second there's a trend. A trend that people will be jumping on that bandwagon. Okay, once that wears out, they jump on another one. But a lot of you, like I said, are going to be falling on your faces, literally, figuratively, and metaphorically. And you're not going to be able to get back up. Riding coattails, draining people's energy. So stepping all over each other. Lying, more so lying. Gosh. The lying, being in fantasy and delusion and not recognizing how to think properly and how everything has to be incorporated into thoughts, and you have to manage them and make sure you're clear about what you're thinking about. If you want to have sex with somebody, all right, go have sex with someone, but don't be disrespectful to someone and you're sitting there talking back and forth and that's all you're thinking about in your thoughts. That's why women can pick up that. And that's why women get uncomfortable around that, because they know what people, in certain ways, your instincts can help you determine what may be happening. It's not like you're reading someone's thought. You're paying attention to their results. That's what you're doing. And that's what a genuine human being does. They pay attention to the sounds and tones. Okay, and that's how they can pick up contradictions. It's not magic, but it feels as though, especially if you've been indoctrinated with delusional about these celestial supernatural beings that are going to be floating out of the air coming to save us. Oh man, that's the part that's really troubling, the number of people that are believing that, and never ever has any results of that ever existed. Okay, because if any time that ought to happen, it definitely now. If someone is celestial, supernatural, is supposed to, come floating out of the air, to save you, it's almost, it is immaturity, it is fantasy, it is delusion, but my plea is to be gentle about it. Take it off the personal, and ask yourself, like I put a post out the other day. When you challenge your beliefs and be really honest about it and being brutally honest, and you're in your own safe space doing so, whether it's by yourself or with a partner that understands that, you're going to be laughing uncontrollably and say, what the fuck was I thinking? What the fuck was I thinking? And why am I... so you're going to have those kind of revelations, because the time is now. The time is now. And I'm going to come back and talk, a little later at certain points in time, about all of that. Time does matter. Okay, time does run out. Hello. Okay, in a literal, figuratively, metaphorically, symbolic, a lot of people think they understand time. No, they do not. Especially when you look at it from our physical. This physical body is not going to be lasting forever. So you are missing opportunities if you believe otherwise. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and feed myself. Enjoy my day. Hopefully my face is clear. Nothing is hanging around, I always find it once I review the video, but hey, I put that video up regardless, okay? So, like I said, you don't have to look at me. Just listen to me, sense and receive me. Enjoy yourself, have fun with your life. And again, if you're tired, you need to go rest. Okay, that means if you're tired, that's just your thoughts. You probably have too many things swirling, too many responsibilities swirling in your thoughts, and you're attempting to do everything. And that's where a lot of us run into problems as well. We attempt to do everything. I mean, I can manage a whole lot of things, but I know that I have to reach out and get people to help me. Like I got a friend that helps me, helps me because they are an inspiration to me. I just have the energy of thinking about my young people. All of that, keeps me enthusiastic, And when I am exhausted or overwhelmed, I know how to rest. Okay? So I want to send peace and love all over the stars, all over the moon and mountains. It's about universal love. Share it. Trust me. I'll be back.